Hey everyone, so I want to take a minute and really focus on a bit of recovery that's going to specify around something like a long run or maybe a shorter run that was really intensive. Either way, the running part is awesome and it's great to get our cardiovascular system up and amplified. But the recovery piece afterwards is going to make sure that those legs recover how they should, become stronger, and so that way we can run harder the next couple days. So what you're going to need today is number one, a yoga mat. You can use a resistance band if you need to aid in some stretches, and also a foam roller to aid in certain stretches as well. And I'll show you how to use those. But we're going to start off standing here, and all you're going to do is have your hands on your hips, and we're going to start off with a standing stork. In a standing stork, you're just going to bring your right knee up, out, tapping the knee, and then sweeping it back. You're then going to go ahead to the left side, out, and in as well. And that is 1 rep, and you want to make sure you get 10 on each side before we move down to the floor. Now as we come down to the floor, we're going to start off with some exercises just to reset the hips before stretching them out. What we're going to do is start off, I want you to lay down flat on your back. Your knees are going to come up into a hook position, keeping those toes flexed. Your hands can be on your knees if you like, or on the floor, whatever feels best for you. We want to try to keep our knees and hips in line the best we can. So sometimes this serves as a good aid. And then from here, we're going to do a supine leg kick. The supine leg kick, you're just going to kick your legs up as high as you can, squeezing through the quads, and then bring them back down to the hips. We're going to go ahead and do this for about 15 to 20 repetitions, really making sure we take a moment and engage the quads every single rep. Afterwards, we're going to bring our feet down, kicking our right leg forward about a couple inches off the floor. And what I want you to do as well is I want you to then target your lumbar spine and flatten your lower back into the ground to engage your abdomen and go into some hip abductions. I want you to go ahead and keep your toe up as best you can for about 10 reps, and then you're going to do another 5 to 10 externally rotating the hip out as far as you can and pointing the toe away from the body. Again, 5 to 10, so you're doing a total of 15 to 20 repetitions before doing, again, 10 and then 5 to 10 on the other side. Afterwards, we're going to space our feet out nice and wide outside the yoga mat. As far as we can, keeping our toes straight forward. We're then going to just drop our knees from right to left in active twist. I want you to do this for about 10 to 15 per side. Really make sure we don't just run through this, but we really try to twist the hips as best as we can to engage the front of those hip flexors. Afterwards, we're going to go to one of our personal favorite stretches for our quads, because this is all going to be on the floor. So you're just going to bring your arm back behind you. Staying nice and tall through your spine, we're going to take that foot, pull it back as far as you can, dropping the toe to the floor, and then letting the rest of the knees and body follow suit. From here, we're going to intensify the stretch by then twisting and bringing the hand to the yoga mat. From here, you're going to hold this for about 8 to 10 deep breaths before switching sides to the other quad, again, bringing the toe to the floor, dropping the knees down and extending, and then applying that extra twist for about 8 to 10 deep breaths. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and we're going to space our feet out nice and wide. Now, as wide as you can is up to you. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use our band nut if you need it. So what we're going to start off with next is we're going to be, you can go ahead if you have a thick resistance band, this will work great. If you're using a towel, you can use that as well. We're just going to place that on our foot if we need it, and we're just going to pull our body into the leg. And I want you to hold that for about 5 to 8 deep breaths on your right, and then 5 to 8 on your left. From there, we're then going to focus on our IT bands. You can still use your strap if you need it, but we're going to start off by bringing our right hand behind us. Now, however far back you can comfortably is up to you. We're then going to drop our body and twist our body to the right side. I want to make sure this hip isn't pulling too tight, so we might need to adjust this leg a little bit, because we want to make sure that this toe can stay up, our leg stays straight, because we're then going to twist our body to the right side. And if we can get a little bit lower onto our elbow, this is going to be the most ideal position. Now, however much and whatever your flexibility is currently is going to be up to you on where you fall in this stretch. But you want to try to, again, hold this stretch for about 8 to 10 deep breaths before switching over to the other side and then again dropping down. 8 deep breaths. From there, we're simply going to, again, if you need to, use the band, depending on what your flexibility is, or you can simply fall forward through the inside of your legs. Maybe you have a partner that can help pull you as well, or up against an anchor point and use the band to pull you. And we're just going to, again, hold this one for about 8 to 10 deep breaths. Our final stretch of the day is going to be on our knees. This is where our foam roller comes in if we have it, because what you're going to do is we're going to start by kicking your foot out and engaging those hamstrings a little bit more. We're then going to place that yoga foam roller right behind the knee. This is going to be our little yoga block, because we want to keep our toe up as high as we can, really sit our hips back, locking that leg and extending through our spine. That's what this yoga block does, is keep our back a little bit straighter than if I did not have it. And what this is going to do is really allow that hamstring and calf to open up. From here, you can manipulate the stretch by moving the hip a little bit. If you need it to intensify certain areas, you can lift your shoulders up, or you can drop them down. It's really up to you. You can manipulate it in whatever way you need on the right and the left for 8 to 10 deep breaths.